Hello and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, konnichiwa. Wherever you are around the world, if you're watching the replay, my name is Eli and I'm the CEO and co-founder of SalesHood. Excited to have you here. And I'm joined by two amazing colleagues of mine, Danica and Josh. Let's have everyone say hello.
Hi. Nice to see
Hello,
you.
all.
Good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon. Hey, everyone. Today, we are talking about how to become unstoppable when it comes to sales execution. Like unstoppable, we're talking like predictable win rates. We're talking boosting productivity. We're talking increasing ARR per rep. We're talking about being unstoppable when it comes to the discipline required to just crush it in 2024. And the secret that we're going to share today is all about MEDDICC plus AI. And we have a great agenda ahead of us. We're going to walk through some of the latest trends in sales, and then we're going to dive deep on kind of the why of MEDDICC. And then, Josh is going to share how he thinks about deal reviews and how he does deal reviews with his teams with MEDDICC and MEDDICC AI, and how many of our customers are now using our AI assistant for deal reviews and deal scoring. It's remarkable. And then Danica is going to walk us through it so you can get a taste for it, see it. And we want to show you what the future of revenue execution is and what the future is of sales. We're very, very excited. I think that's it in terms of the agenda. Should I just dig in?
Do it.
Do it. So just for those that aren't as familiar with Danica and Josh, Josh is our Chief Sales Officer. Josh, 6+ years.
6+ years doing this, Eli, and having fun.
6+ years. And Danica is our one of our amazing customer success managers. And you've been here almost a year and a half, right?
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in July, beginning of July, I believe. Time flies.
Beautiful. Time
Yeah.
flies. Time flies. Thank you. Well, let's get in. We do want to welcome everyone, and today, unstoppable sales execution, and we want you to walk away with some tips and some tricks on ways you can guide your teams, what to do, what to share, what to say when it comes to executing their deals, and how to do it with a MEDDICC. And by the way, MEDDICC, let's just take a moment here. We were at a conference yesterday. One of our customers, we were speaking, and they have MEDDICC 2 Ds, 2 Ps, 3 Cs. So we're talking, this is just, we're keeping it short here for the slide, but whatever version of MEDDICC you got, this is the version that works, and the AI will work and adapt to your specific version that you're using. And so, boom, unstoppable sales execution with MEDDICC. Let's get going. And again, my name's Eli, excited to be here. Just want to set the context. This is where we are right now. We're in a new era of selling. We're in an era of hyper-personalized selling. And why is this relevant today? This is relevant today because in order for us to execute winning sales plays, in order for us to have unstoppable sales execution, we need to arm our teams with the mindset, the tools, the systems, with the questions, with everything that they need in order to be hyper-personalized in how they sell. This is how our buyers and our customers are expecting to be sold to. And look where we've come from, right? Face-to-face in the 70s, consultative selling in the 80s, automation with CRM, inside sales in the 90s, and social. And then we went remote with COVID, and then boom, AI is now taking all of that and pulling it together into a new mode of selling, hyper-personalized selling and hyper-personalized buying. And this means that we should be looking at, the old way versus the new way of selling. And I'm always asking myself, how ready are our people? Our mission here at SalesHood is to empower millions of salespeople to sell better. And so what we're trying to do here is provide you with guidance so you can get your teams to be unstoppable. And we want to pull them with you away from the old way of selling, being generic, manual, face-to-face. Well, face-to-face is okay, but we got to scale, single-threaded, right? We got to move to a new way of selling, customized messaging, digital experiences, virtual collaboration, multi-threaded. I love this stat by Gartner. By 26, which isn't that far away, we're already 24. Multi-threaded teams, meaning when sales teams are selling to influencers and to economic buyers and champions, and they're looking across decision teams that are 10 to 20 people wide across a globe, they're going to outperform the competition by 50%. And it makes sense because they're establishing better relationships and they're going to really understand customers' top metrics and top KPIs. And where we are today is, given the massive trend of hyper-personalization, given where AI is pulling us, sales teams aren't keeping up. Sales teams are not keeping up. Here's what we're hearing from CROs. Josh and I, we went on a tour in Q4. We spoke to many, many CROs, many of our customers, many that aren't our customers, to understand what are their top challenges: low productivity per rep, inconsistent sales execution, and lack of revenue predictability. Top of mind for every CRO on the planet. So if you're on this call right now and you're wondering, what's going on with your CRO, these are the things that they're thinking about. This is what they're thinking about. And we also spoke to many sellers, many individual salespeople, to ask them what their experience is and what their challenges are. And guess what? Difficult to align with buyers. So just think about it. We have a hyper-personalized selling motion. We've got a new way of selling, which now needs to be grounded in relationships and being multi-threaded, yet sellers are saying they're having a difficulty aligning with buyers. And so today, with MEDDICC and AI, we want to provide you with a solution that's going to ultimately enable you to solve some of these challenges faster. That's why we're doing this, just like many of our customers. And we've got some amazing customers, our friends at Copado, ReliaQuest, Smart Recruiters. They're seeing dramatic lifts in productivity. Rep participation up 73%, increase in ARR per rep up 98%. These are great stories. And listen, what's unique about these companies, if I look at ReliaQuest for a second, they partnered with us and they knew they had some skills they wanted to improve. They knew they had to lift up the participation rates. They knew they had to lift up the productivity. They knew they needed to up-level their qualification process. And so they leaned into MEDDICC as a way for them to drive consistency, repeatability, and to become unstoppable. And they're just coming off of a killer Q4. And so we're just excited to be partnering with them. And we want to deliver these results to you as well. And how are we going to do it? Right? This is how we're going to do it. Unstoppable revenue execution delivered by SalesHood. Today, when we talk about MEDDICC, and we talk about AI, we're going to focus in on one of our AI assistants, the AI deal review assistants, which is pretty amazing. This is a new platform slide for us. We've been really thinking hard about how can we articulate how we can solve these kind of problems for our customers. And so we've invested a ton over the last 12 months in AI assistance. We just did a press release. The automation we have is going to enable you to guide your teams, engage buyers, and convert pipeline faster. And ultimately, the personalization is going to come into play when we think about the customer journey, content recommendations, and ultimately having 24/7 collaboration, with the ultimate aim here of improving productivity and driving up predictability. And you're probably wondering, like, whoa, we're talking about MEDDICC here. What's going on? And we want to explain to you that the context of hyper-personalization, the context of AI, the changes that are happening in the marketplace today, and the needs that CROs and salespeople are facing to be able to engage their influencers, their customers, and align with buyers more effectively. MEDDICC is the perfect framework for that, because look what the letters stand for. We want to understand our customers' metrics and KPIs. We want to be able to communicate metrics and KPI stories to them. We want to be able to engage economic buyers, right? We want to be able to know with confidence that our economic buyers are economic buyers, and not be guessing. We want to be able to unpack and unravel decision criteria, decision process. The way we do this is by having many multi-threaded conversations synchronously and asynchronously. We need to be able to uncover the paper process, implications of pain. How do we drive urgency? And then ultimately, how are we beating the competition and making sure that we are always paranoid about the competition? And finally, champion, right? So when we rolled out MEDDICC 18 months ago, 2 years ago, we were really excited because, about 60% of software companies have some version of MEDDICC. And so we knew we were onto something that we knew we could help organizations with MEDDICC and help them roll it out with greater confidence that's going to yield the results that we talked about, the productivity improvements and the predictability improvements. That's what we're trying to do here. And now with AI, and it's pretty amazing what you're going to see in a second, but with AI, what we can do is it's like MEDDICC on steroids, hyper personalized to every single deal, every single salesperson, every single sales scenario. And it's just is there to enable organizations to realize the benefits of being unstoppable when it comes to sales execution. You know, that was the biggest word we heard from CROs, right, Josh? Just like execution, 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 execution. Josh, I just can't wait for you to talk about kind of what you're doing and how you as a sales leader thinks of the world. Couple points here for some of you that may be skeptical. Wait a minute. I've seen many methodologies before and frameworks and all this stuff. Like, just, you know, let's have a conversation for a second. Like, what are the benefits? So our friends at EPSTA and our friends at Pavilion, for those of you that know Pavilion, we know it's a great community for sales leaders and CROs, and EPSTA's got a great tech around forecasting. But they did an analysis, 3.2 million deals, $37 billion in pipeline across 364 companies, which based on the registration, companies like you, when sales teams fully embrace MEDDICC, meaning they're actually using the fields and their opportunities have the fields filled in. I'm not looking at quality. We're just looking at do they have the fields filled in? Not check boxes, but like they see a 311% win rate. So what we're trying to do is deliver these win rates to you. And specifically, they also saw this, which is super interesting if you think about it. When we are sitting down with our sales teams and when we're having conversations about their deals, when we're having conversations about, you know, their blind spots on deals or where they're at, and they're sharing and they're looking for resources, all the things we do with our teams, you know, top performers, check this out, 85% of top performers, 85% of them have economic buyer filled in on the opportunity. Where like low performers, you know, they're only using it 8% of the time. And so there's something here about thinking about deals more strategically. There's something here about thinking through and being multi-threaded. There's something here about embracing MEDDICC, most of you are, and really coming up with ways to help our teams think more strategically about MEDDICC, both synchronously and asynchronously. And we want them to be able to leverage AI so they can get from deal strategy to deal execution in a record-breaking speed. That's what we're trying to do here. And we really wanted to just give you some stats and share with you some insights on the industry. And Josh, this is where we can kind of start talking a little bit about what it's like for deal scoring and you know, you're a chief sales officer, so you're running a team. And I'll just kind of lead this off, Josh, for a second and just say, you know, a deal scoring is really important. We've got a downloadable asset. You can all grab it. Most of you have, if you haven't already. We've baked in deal scoring into our AI deal review. So sales people are able to actually get, you know, deal feedback in real time. And what we're trying to do here is not make the frontline managers or not make enablement practitioners be the stick. We want to have a measurable, consistent, repeatable, and objective system so someone can get direct feedback on their deals. And Josh, you're going to say it much better than me. The AI deal review, that AI assistant is your baby. And, you know, why don't you tell us how you're thinking about this?
Yeah, no, thanks, Eli. And I think, you know, everyone's been talking about MEDDICC for a long time, and kind of the dirty secret in the industry is most MEDDICC implementations have failed, right? People spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on big consultants to come in, get everybody fired up in a couple of days, and then, you know, the part that always fails is the reinforcement and keeping it sticky with the managers and making sure that you know, in the following quarters afterwards, that there is flawless execution against all this great training, right? And so it used to be that it was up to the individual managers to try to figure it out on their own. And, you know, if you had really motivated managers, they might, you know, the top ones might keep it around for a while. But when we get brought in, we're hearing more and more, just how do we reinvigorate this and make it sticky? And, you know, drinking our own champagne, you know, looking at all the great AI that we put together, it just seemed like such a natural fit to do deal reviews using our AI coaching. And so on our team, it's been awesome. You know, we used to do deal reviews maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks, and you know, we get in on a call for an hour. Reps, maybe 2 or 3 reps, would be able to present a business case for one of their deals and get feedback, and you know, we get all the teams aligned, and product and leadership, and the SEs would get really excited and engaged with where we were in deals. But everyone said, why don't we do this more often? And why can't we, do this at a much bigger scale? And so with our MEDDICC AI now, our reps are going through every one of their strategic deals and walking through the AI coach. I get notified, get the updates, and then when we get into deal reviews, we already know what the coaching has been on it, so we're able to go much deeper and talk about where do you really need help, where can we insert Eli with a top executive. You don't know the economic buyer. Let's look at our Rolodex and see who's connected there. And I knew we really had something when I heard from Joe, one of our great sellers, that he was going in and just doing deal reviews on his own, with his AI coach to make sure on every deal that he was, really where he needed to be in the deal. And our top seller, Brad's taken off on vacation with his wife to Europe next week, and he sent me two deal reviews this morning to look at because he wants to make sure that they're set up for success while he's away. So I'm super excited for the reveal that Danica is going to do. But seeing close rates going up, and more than anything, that immediate feedback that the reps get on deal reviews is the most impactful thing. Where they used to have to wait, and hopefully the manager would give them some feedback. I was talking to one of our customers at Sage, and Alicia told us that I am amazed that the feedback we're getting from the AI coach is better than any of our managers have given. Like, we got to get our managers up to the level of the AI coach. So I'm excited for Danica to walk us through, because it's pretty cool stuff.
Are we at that point?
I think we're
I
at
think
that
it's that point.
It's
Yeah.
that point in the webinar. Josh, that was a great overview. And it's just really, I think it's important when a sales leader with so much experience like yourself is able to internalize, an application like AI, like SalesHood's AI assistant, and then, present and solve a real problem, making the deal review process more collaborative, more impactful, go faster, and ultimately add more value to the reps execution. It's really, 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 really powerful. And when you kind of presented it to our team and said, I really think this will make a big impact in the industry, I think you were spot on. And just want to say thank you very much for your vision on this one. Thank you. And Danica, I'm going to stop sharing.
Yeah, I'll take it away. Kind of jumping off of what Josh said, it's really important to have that immediate feedback. Sometimes the cadence of deal reviews are bi-weekly, monthly, and there's just not always enough time to get through everything with the depth that needs to be there. So that's where our AI coach really comes in and helps solve for that problem. Reps are getting the immediate feedback. They can do it asynchronously. There's no guessing on where they're strong in and where they're weak in. There is actionable next steps that the reps can put into place and keep that momentum rolling with their deal. And that reinforcement activities in areas of improvement, coaching and training huddles are available as well. So I'll walk through all of that today. So say I'm a rep, I log in Monday morning and I have a couple deals like Josh was talking about. Brad's leaving, so he wants to get some feedback on the reviews and then have their manager or sales leader review it. In the meantime, you can do that very easily. So say it's Monday, I'm a rep, I log in, I want some feedback. I don't want to wait until next Friday when the next deal review meeting is live and in person. I can head here. You'll see the deal review coach is front and center here, and we have two different modules in our deal review. You'll notice there's a prep module, and this is where reps can go in, and the purpose of this is for front loading all of the framework, having reps map out the information and map it back to MEDDICC or MEDDICC, and then it ensures reps are sharing important information that's relative to the deal, and helps that drive that consistency piece and proficiency in mapping their deals back to MEDDICC in a very repeatable notion. So here we have those actions put into place in a scalable and repeatable location for any reps to go in at any time. So you'll notice all the questions in the prep, they're mapping out every area of MEDDICC or MEDDICC or whatever you have. And then they head into the AI deal coach. And this is really like the meat of it all. This is where reps get that immediate feedback. And I'll show you how it works here in a second. So a rep has a deal, it's top of mind for them. They've mapped out all of their information that they have about the deal. It's front of mind, and then they go in to record their deal. You'll notice to the right, we have some key phrases. We have those here to make sure reps talk about every pillar of MEDDICC. So all the information is included. So Josh could go in and not have any questions about, okay, I'm wondering what those metrics are. He forgot to mention it. We have that there as kind of the accountability piece to make sure the deal review is thorough. So a rep can easily go in, like I said, anytime. And let me turn my camera off for this piece. So the rep will come in here and record their deal review. Now, here you'll notice across the top key phrases. So the rep makes sure they cover all areas of importance that map back to the MEDDICC framework. And you'll notice when I talk about it, it lights up in green. So I know, okay, I've hit metrics. Oh, I need to talk about the champion and where I'm at. So we're driving consistency. We're changing behavior with the reps. We're ensuring reps are really leaning into the MEDDICC framework and getting into that behavior of tracking their deals alongside MEDDICC. So here we go.
Boom, boom.
All right, so I am working a deal with SalesHood. My champion is Josh Cruikshank. He is the CRO at SalesHood. I know he's my champion because we have been collaborating really closely together on a mutual action plan. He's also helping me better understand the decision-making process. Now, Josh has also helped me understand the key metrics and is looking to improve specific metrics such as a 20% increase in win rates and a 15% increase in deal velocity, which would produce a 5 to 7x ROI. Josh and I spoke very briefly about the decision criteria at the end of our call, but there just was not sufficient time to discuss how our solution stacks up against our competition. So I need to spend more time uncovering this information as I'm kind of unsure of the decision criteria at this time. Josh is introducing me to Eli Cohen. Eli Cohen is the economic buyer. He's the CEO at SalesHood, and we are meeting with Eli next week to better understand the decision-making process and understand what is important to Eli. Overall, they are dealing with a really specific revenue problem that's going to prevent them from hitting their numbers. So if they don't solve this problem now, they're going to have to cut some of their sellers. And this also becomes a compelling event because if we don't get our system in place today and start making an impact at SalesHood over the next few quarters, chances are Josh might also lose his job as well. So let me know my next steps and my areas of improvement. All right, sorry, I did not mean to throw you two under the bus there.
It's all right. You know, it looks like we're both out of a job, Josh.
That's some harsh, compelling events.
But it's real. It's real. If you look at the definition of a compelling event, it's consequences of inaction, right? So good job.
Yeah.
It's not easy doing a live recording, Danica, like that. And so kudos for you doing that. Just wanted to say that out loud. So you're seeing a lot of hand clapping coming forward.
Oh, good. Thank you. I know it gets a little dicey with the sharing the screen and all that. And sometimes there's some tech overlay, but I'm glad you guys could all see it in action. Okay, so here is like the absolute gold, the meat of the AI deal review. It's happening right now. The way we structured it is with the AI recommendations, it maps to each letter of MEDDICC. There is a score, there is a summary of where you're at, and then there's areas of improvement. And then at the bottom, you'll notice a summary of next steps. So right away, as a rep, I spent a few minutes mapping out my talk track and all the information, gathering it together in my prep, recording my deal review, and then right away, I have feedback, I have some coaching, and I know where to go from here. There's no guessing. So as this is generating, let me review some of my feedback. So metrics, I got a 3. I have quantified metrics and they summarize that here accordingly. Steps to improve is just gather data and evidence to demonstrate the ROI. So maybe I share a few case studies and document the data and some metrics, and I can share that with Josh and bring that into my meeting with Eli that next week. And then I can go through and look at all the other areas of MEDDICC. So I have my economic buyer, decision criteria. Here I noticed I have a 2. So I'm not super strong in my decision criteria. I understand that I haven't quite uncovered all the information necessary to better understand the decision criteria, but I have steps to improve documented below. So I can schedule a follow-up with Josh and Eli, dive deeper into the decision criteria, and know and better understand how our solution aligns with it. So like I said, coaching right there, I have my feedback, areas of improvement all served up to me almost immediately after I've submitted my deal review. I don't have to wait until my next live call. I don't have to wait for anyone to come in and add any comments. I have it right here ready to go. And then as I go through, I can review all of the feedback, and here are my next steps. Like we mentioned, gather data and evidence to demonstrate ROI, gain the economic buyer's active support and commitment. So that's something I need to work towards and come prepared in my meeting with Eli next week, or whenever I said, I think it was the end of, on Friday when in my deal review. I know what to prepare. I know what content to either bring or share ahead of time, and really understand the objectives that I need to accomplish on my call. One thing I'm kind of curious about, Josh, is what is some trends or feedback that you're noticing when your reps are going through and doing their deal reviews?
Yeah, I think great job, Danica, by the way. And one clarification there: the scoring system is out of 4, right? So those are 2s and 3s out of a high of 4, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I think when we first started this, reps were used to putting in kind of general information, and didn't provide enough specifics, and so there are a lot of 2s and maybe a couple 3s coming through in the reviews. And so what we found is the reps would go back and redo their deal review and actually dive deeper and think about, all right, the economic buyer, I know that I was told this, but I'm going to come prepared on my deal review walkthrough with what I think the next steps are, and validate that with the coach. So as we've iterated this, the quality of the information to start with, the reps know the better prepared I come, the more valuable the feedback is going to be.
Yeah. And like following that too, if you're one trend, like maybe you're noticing, Josh, you're going through all your deal reviews, and maybe as a team, your team is just struggling with decision criteria. That's where we come in with that reinforcement, where this can be assigned out to your team, or maybe specific users that just need, or sellers that need just a little bit extra TLC in this area to really drive the deal in the right direction, and just make sure your reps are running point on all the areas that they need to be, and mapping it back to MEDDICC. We have a library of decision criteria and reinforcement for the reps to be assigned, and really dive deeper into those kind of gaps or areas of weakness, so that they can really tackle those areas of weakness, fill in the gaps, and then submit another deal review and see where they lie and what those next steps look like, because it very well might have changed. Now I've uncovered some decision criteria. What's my next step? Where do I go? Who do I talk to? What content do I share? So we have this as that follow-up piece. We want to make sure the reps are consistent and have demonstrated mastery in specific areas of MEDDICC, like metrics, decision criteria. And if they're not demonstrating mastery, there needs to be some sort of reinforcement activity for reps to go in and do to build that proficiency piece, and just go out there and crush their deals.
That's great. Can I ask a question? This is great. I love the reinforcement. I love the AI deal review, the AI assistant. I'm curious if every company's different, Danica. Everyone sells differently. They have different customers. How easy is it to customize the AI in SalesHood so that way it can be tailored to a company?
Yeah, it's very easy. So in terms of like the AI deal coach, like say maybe you have a paper process or a compelling event that you want to add in. On the back end, here's how we've engineered that scorecard. And we have it here. This is our AI criteria. This is where it maps out those key phrases. And then this is the magic that's happening behind the scenes that's producing that very specific feedback that maps to MEDDICC. So say you want to add in paper process or compelling event, you can do so here by typing in, the title of the letter and then adding that scoring system down below. Click publish, and then your reps are on their way to have that included in their deal review and scoring.
Boom. And we could put in industry information, buyer roles, like all the things that are specific to the company. Thanks for showing this part of the demo. I think I want folks to appreciate that, our mindset when we leaned into generative AI and ChatGPT with SalesHood was we wanted to make it accessible. And so when we added in the AI coaching, AI deal review, AI call recaps, all AI publisher, AI governance, all these different AI assistants, we want to make it really easy for teams, revenue teams to leverage AI in their workflow out of the gate. And so that's just text, right? It's just like you're going to ChatGPT, you're writing your long form text, or you can upload something and it's beautiful. Seems pretty easy. That's great. What else in the demo? We're here. So listen, to recap, we're talking about MEDDICC, we're talking about AI. We wanted to go deep because we have Josh here. We wanted to talk about kind of the deal review process, the new modern deal review process. And ultimately, we're talking about being unstoppable when it comes to sales execution. What else do we want to show?
I think we should get a couple of questions on the table if we have any Q&A from the audience, and then maybe Eli, we talk a little bit about as we wrap up the future of where this goes. Right, we're only at the beginning of the AI journey here.
Yeah. So again, Danica, beautiful, nice job, Josh. Really, really good stuff. So that first question that came in, through the Q&A was about the customization, and folks were just really interested to see. So thanks for showing that one. Let me just see if there are any more questions. I guess the obvious question, not obvious, but important, is how do I get started, right? So a follow-on question to the customization one was, if I wanted to get started and I wanted to up-level my team on MEDDICC and I wanted to provide them with some reinforcement training and have them have the AI coach and start doing deal reviews, how long would it take to get up and running?
Well, it's relatively easy to get the content into your system and then figure out the strategy to implement it. But like, we have all the content, it's turnkey. You can customize it accordingly. It's pretty quick to get it up and running.
Amazing. Amazing.
Some great questions rolling in, Eli. So Jonathan wants to know, are we aggregating scoring for individuals and teams, and what does that look like? So in the category of what's coming next, right? Phase one is individuals getting the coaching, and as we start to pull in that data, I think the data mining and looking at trends across all folks will be really important as we move forward throughout the year.
Yeah, and I'll add on top of that, everything when you use the AI in SalesHood, specifically the AI deal review and the AI, all the AI coaching and any of the AI, everything that is submitted privately inside of the SalesHood platform. So it doesn't go into the public. And we are developing a strategy to enable you to have more data in here. So your CRM data. So it'll be a private, there will be a private LLM, so that way it'll have the proper machine learning. And so just, fully transparent, right? We've got AI and it's amazing. And then some of the machine learning on the aggregated data is kind of the next phase of this, along with next phase of this being creative AI. So the AI will be able to be smart and be proactive in providing you with recommendations. And so I know this, folks, listening to this, I know that the AI assistants that we have, we're being told by our customers, we're being told by Gartner and Forrester that we're way ahead than most and almost all of the great companies that are in our category. And this is why we're doing this, because we want you to get your hands on this. And so, yeah, I didn't see the questions before, Josh. I see them now. And so there is a, how do you talk to companies that have very strict IT guidelines?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about the private model here, where we're not sharing outside of the of the SalesHood environment. So, you know,
Totally.
SOC 2 and
Yeah.
have passed all the.
GDPR. So listen, you know what's really cool? We have an AI publisher, and you know what it can do is it can actually create content and create training, and it'll read in real time, just like Danica did the deal review. It'll read the transcripts of videos. It'll look organizationally aware of all the content. So if you said, hey, create, you know, a one-page training guide on decision-making process based on, you know, these videos, and it'll do that for you, right? But it'll be private. It's not public, as Josh said. So every query, every instruction, every response, all the feedback that's coming in through our AI is 100% private. And it's really important that folks understand that. Craig, thanks for the question. Let me see here. I didn't read the question. So how are BDRs or ADMs using this to stay aligned on opportunities with AEs? That's a good question. I think that's a good one. I've got thoughts. Josh, Danica, what do you think?
I think one theme we see with the partnership between BDRs and AEs is that whole concept of multi-threading, Eli, right? So, you know, when we're going in and we're talking about economic buyer and we're getting feedback that we're too single-threaded in a deal, that'll often prompt the BDR or SDR to work with the AE to go figure out who else needs to be involved in the deal and drive the account mapping.
I think another use case that Hayden has just alluded to is the handoff. So the BDR, ADR, SDR handoff to the AE, and similarly the AE and the sales engineering handoff to the CSM. I think there's an opportunity to record, write quick briefs on account activity, and there are a number of ways to do that with SalesHood. We've got client site technology. You know, another one was we have AI call recaps. So we're actually doing call recaps now in the platform as well, which is super interesting. But I love that. So there's like an AI handoff. That would be an additional assistant that we could templatize in the platform. That's the beauty here, like with generative AI, ChatGPT, and having one platform, one revenue enablement, one revenue execution platform, is the possibilities are limitless. And because we've got the CRM data, because we've got all the content, because we've got all the training, and because we've got a conversational AI layer, generative AI layer, it makes it really easy, really impactful and fast to kind of make this stuff happen and deliver value to the organization. I'll read this one. I'm very new to sales and MEDDICC. Is there a place you recommend to start so it can be explained at a very simple level to start with? I've been in L&D for a while. So Amber, Ali, we'll set you up. We have a library of content that can provide you with some foundational information. We've got about 30 bite-sized MEDDICC coaching videos that are organized and curated in a learning journey. So you can go through, watch the videos, do some exercises, and then there's a reinforcement layer on top with AI. So you can watch the videos and then do what Danica did, like, all right, let me test if my champion's my champion. Do I really understand what a champion is? And you could do a quiz, which is one assessment, or you can have some fun and record a video and articulating in words that would demonstrate that you actually have proficiency in understanding what a champion is. So great question, Amber, and my team will absolutely follow up. There's a question about NetSuite integration, and you know, we integrate with a lot of systems. You know, we integrate with a lot of the conversation intelligence tools, CRM tools, and you know, we're not currently integrated with NetSuite. Really curious what the integration would be. So feel free, Omar, to kind of reach out to us and let's have a conversation. We would love nothing more than to roll up our sleeves, work with you and your teams, and send you on the journey of becoming unstoppable when it comes to your sales execution, get your teams performing like Josh's team are, like many of our customers at Copado and ReliQuest. So please, you know, we are very, we want to roll up our sleeves with you. And, you know, so if you want access to our MEDDICC training and content library, boom. You want access to all the AI we just talked about, boom. We'd love to kind of give you, if you want to have a personalized demo, please. If you just want the demo link, no problem. And but we are here, and we are really excited about the future of AI and the future of SalesHood, and we're here to help you guide your teams on what to do, what to share, and what to say when it comes to engaging their customers in this new world of hyper personalization. And MEDDICC is the mechanism to get us there. And so there are a lot of send me a demo link. So I got it. If anyone does want a custom demo, boom, let us know. And I'm going to go ahead and just remove that. And I think that's it, Josh. Any final comments? Any final remarks from either of you? Closing comments.
The world has changed, and you need to be hyper productive to compete, hyper productive and hyper personalized to compete as a seller today. So really excited about what we're doing there. But for all of the folks that are selling and supporting sellers, now you've got an opportunity to really shine by getting really productive with AI.
I love it. The world has changed, win or lose. Danica, I'm gonna feed you a question.
Okay.
And my question to you is, AI is new to you.
Yes.
So I want you to imagine you're speaking to someone who's new to AI as well. What advice would you give them?
Understand that it's malleable and it's such an incredible tool. It's efficient. It really guides you in the right direction sometimes when you're not sure where to go, and can really help you narrow in your focus. And especially when you're talking about positive revenue outcomes and impacts, think about all the different ways that it can be beneficial to you, and the options or the list is almost endless. So definitely something I always recommend leveraging and really leaning into. And the more you learn, the more exciting it becomes, and the more ideas start to pop in your head, and you just really go from there.
I love the creativity. And so on behalf of the SalesHood team, appreciate each and every one of you for joining us, whether you're listening live or listening to the replay. SalesHood is the go-to for revenue execution, and we're here to help organizations empower their teams, hyper-personalize the customer journey by guiding sellers on what to do, what to share, and what to say, to ultimately improve productivity and predictability. And we're here to empower millions and millions of salespeople around the world to sell better. Thank you very much. My name's Eli, and please reach out if we can help any one of you achieve your revenue goals. Thanks for being here.